Oh no, that's never gonna work. Why do you gotta play me like this? Not bad. Nailed it. Alright, don't be alarmed. I'm gonna do the intro.
Maybe I should sit on a different chair.
Do it.
This one's like squished, like...
Oh, Addie makes noise, the garbage trucks come by and sing a symphony of horror. Hello and welcome to Kitchen, home of Meal Prep Sunday. Today is Friday, but I'm busy Sunday. I'm having lunch with my grandma. Any Hoodle, I'm your best friend Cake, and today I'm going to show you how to make some delicious, somewhat nutritious bonbon type things. I recently started working with a personal trainer, and he challenged me to take one day each week to prep one meal for each day of the upcoming week. But he did not specify what that meal should consist of, and that was his bad. As per usual, I have some loosely planned recipes, but also as per usual, I don't really like being told what to do. I'll try to provide as many links below as I can so you can sort of follow along, but this is probably just gonna be another 20 minutes of me doing what I want. The key to making any treat healthy is to use dark ass chocolate. I used to think that I didn't like dark chocolate, but it's just that I was buying bad dark chocolate. As with everything in life, you get out what you put in, so put in the good stuff.
A review of The Shape of Water from a guy who had sex with a dolphin.
Okay, actually I do want to hear it.
He said, I find a dolphin a lot more sexy than that thing was.
Okay. That's not really a review.
His autobiographical novel was called Wet Goddess.
No, that's...
He's in love with a dolphin named Dolly.
Oh my god, that's horrible. Who named the dolphin?
Probably him.
Ooh. The first thing I need to do before I start making all the fillings for the bonbons is to prepare their shells. I got this super cute gem mold from Rosanna Pansino's collection. I've got to temper this chocolate down so when it hardens it will be shiny and nice and the oils won't have bloomed. But I don't know how to do that, so I'm not going to do it. There's like a whole process to it. You need marble and a spoon, and that's complicated. Look how fancy. There's also a double boiler process to tempering chocolate, but I have a magic compartment that melts stuff. If I were a good person, I would have tried to make these pieces even in size. So I'm doing the old 10-second interval thing. You put it in, 10 seconds, take it out, use a comedically large spoon to stir. Once that's fantastically melty, you will fill the molds somehow. My theory was correct. I'm gonna put in a little bit of chocolate and then sort of wiggle it around in the hopes that it will coat everything. I think that it's a crying shame that we do not evolve anteater tongues because they don't come in handy right now. I might have to like take some out of the centers. I bet if I turn it over, yes, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just, with great assertiveness, just dump the, just keep this in my mouth for safekeeping. And then what, like, use the back of a knife? Yeah, should be fine. And I assume I can clean all this stuff up later. It's not setting fast enough, so it's leaving gaps, which I can fill with caramel. I'm just gonna wiggle these around maybe forever. We'll see.
You're gonna have to put one of those SpongeBob plates that just like
For hours later. Do you think I can argue that this is tempering though? I'm gonna let that ruminate for a minute and focus on fillings. Every variation of bonbon that I'm making here today will have caramel in it, so that's where I'm gonna start. We are going to be using dates for the caramel today, along with almond milk and coconut oil and salt. If you live near a Turkish market, go there to buy your dates. This cost me $15 from the Rich White People store. A box of dates from a Turkish market costs $2. Once you have everything in your little blender cup, you blend the crap out of it. The Dates are being defiant.
I feel like that's something that's better to use a food processor for.
I am not cleaning a food processor twice in one day. It smells amazing. So beautiful. Once you have blended that to the extent that your patience will allow, set it aside because the chocolate still hasn't set. The next filling I am going to endeavor to create is a nougat. Nougat is another one of those things where you're supposed to follow a recipe to a pretty specific degree. I knew that ahead of time and I still did not purchase a candy thermometer, so this will be interesting. I have taken some of my Jesus honey and put it into this pot. Not too much because I might waste it completely, and I don't want to have to go back to the creepy farm where I got this. Everyone there was really nice and friendly and positive. It's entirely unsettling. So I've put the honey on the stove and I'm going to make it very hot. At some point in the honey's hotness, I'm going to attempt to whip some egg whites to some form of peak. Soft, maybe. And then I'm going to pour the honey in, and in theory, this will make a nougat-y kind of thing. Or maybe I'll just burn myself horribly. I don't know. I'm going to use 2 eggs because that's what my heart is telling me to do. Finally, something I'm proficient at. I don't want to eat that part. The honey is making noises and doing things that suggest to me some reaction is occurring. I am now going to whip the egg whites and see what happens. How do I use this machine? I am now going to add the honey and see how that goes over. I don't know how to describe what just happened. It smells really good. I'm going to add more honey. Oh, that's fantastic. I was gonna let it set in these little individual containers, but now I think I'm just gonna leave it in a brick and see how that goes. So there's that. See you later, buddy. While that nougat is potentially setting in the fridge, I'm going to prepare my final filling. I'm going to make a kind of raw cookie thing using almond flour, maple syrup, almond butter, smooth, and coconut oil. My plan here is to mix the ingredients until they form a dough. Sure. Oh yeah, it's coming together now into something. Yeah, it doesn't remind me so much of a cookie as it does a bunch of almonds squished together. I wonder what would happen if I put them in a frying pan. I know this will kind of defeat the purpose of them being raw cookies, but if they're not a little crisp, then they're not cookies. And I don't want to eat them. So I'm just gonna make them into kind of sort of ball shapes. I'm gonna make sure they'll fit in the chocolate, and then I'm going to see what happens when I do this. They're getting nice and toasty smelling, so I have high hopes for this. Well, so sorry everybody, I won't be able to make YouTube videos anymore because I'm going to work for NASA. They're nice and toasty now, a little bit crisp. Who knows what happens when I actually put them in a chocolate, but I'm happy. The chocolate is almost set now, so all I can do for now is clean up the disaster I have left for myself. I will return once everything is clean and set. Here is what we are working with now. We have our original chocolate molds all set, but I added some extra chocolate into these little wrappers that I didn't use earlier. The nougat set into a really interesting marshmallow consistency, which I thought would be really delicious in a little cup format. So now we just have to assemble. I took some of the date mixture and I mixed it with peanut butter to fill the other cups. And I'm gonna refrigerate these before I put the chocolate on top. These little rupee-shaped fellows I thought I would make into sort of turtles. I took half of the date mixture and left it the way it was, And I took the other half and added more almond milk to it to make it a little bit more liquidy, just for a change in texture. And now I'm going to press pecans in, keeping in mind that the top of the bonbon is on the bottom of the mold. The round ones in the center, I thought I would make a sort of Twix candy. So I'm going to use the thicker caramel and our lovely little cookies. The square ones I thought I could make into sort of Snickers. So I'll take some peanuts and put them by the top, and then fill it up with some of the thick caramel. Oh, well that didn't go according to plan at all. All right, when you do it, put the nuts on last. Good in, good in, good in. Now I just have to seal them away in their delicious little sarcophagi. Hopefully there won't be too many air bubbles. It's gonna be interesting to try to get these out, but I'll deal with that later. All right, these are all sealed away. Let's see what happens when they are set. I just don't know if it's gonna be enough bath bomb. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there mounted on that circle light that I meticulously set up to film an outro. I know I said I was making these bonbons for meal prep, but my mom and I had a long talk about what constitutes as a bonbon, and we agreed that it has to be small, it has to come in a box, it has to be sweet, and it has to be plentiful. And if you want to best open up the flavors of a bonbon, you should do so by consuming them either on a chaland or in a bathtub. Here are the tasty treats repurposed in an old Charbonnet Walker box. I doubled up on the turtlesy ones because I figure those are probably going to be the best. So let's operate. All right, check it out. Pretty turtley. Yeah, I mean there's nothing to complain about that. It's caramel, pecans, and chocolate. Next we have the Twixy kind of business. That's delightful. Oh, giving me the vapors. Or it could be the boiling pot of water I'm sitting in, I don't know. The almond cookie pancake thing is nice and toasty and crunchy. And then there's chocolate and caramel flavors. It's perfect. Here we have our sort of Snickersy friend. Whoa. Did not like being cut. Operate thusly. I mean, this is essentially going to be Turtleville, but with peanuts. I think I should have roasted or candied the peanuts. It's good, but it's not great. Here is our peanut butter cup. It's very melty from being in here with me. Oh my gosh, that looks yummy. That's a pretty good robe of chocolate happening on there. Ow. Peanut butter. It's an issue for dogs and people alike. Delicious, but a lot of effort. Gotta cleanse my palate for this last one. The most experimental chocolate of the evening. This meringue kind of disaster. Ooh, bonus wrapper. So here's what that looks like. It smells great. I don't know. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Upcoming videos are going to include a travel vlog for New York and a vlog on my pilgrimage to meet Mana-sama. I hope you'll give some of these a try. If you do, let me know how it turns out for you in the comments below. Or if you have a recipe that you want me to largely ignore, let me know about it below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again after not too long.